Action!
Amen. All right, so our text is going to be in 1 Samuel, chapter 16. But just want to share with you some of the things that I found. How important is your image? I found an article in the internet. These days, our society seems to suffer from makeover mania. Countless television shows and magazine stories focus on transforming individuals from outside in. Weight loss, toning, haircuts, hair color, makeup, wardrobe changes, even plastic surgery have become the staples of today's mass media makeover. Such stories and accompanying before and after photos provide audience with more powerful message that applies. Anyone can dramatically change and improve their appearance if they have enough willpower.
Wow.
Such transformation will be more successful with professional help. And perhaps, most importantly, makeovers do simply change a person's appearance. They change one's outlook and one's self-esteem. Implied the promise is that makeover will make you happier and more confident and lead you towards greater professional, financial, and personal success.
Wow.
Some service industry and private sector organizations have long history and have spent a lot of money on maintaining certain image. How much time and energy and money do you spend as an individual developing and maintaining your image?
Oi.
Do you constantly manage your image? Where do you place your time and value? As we look at 1 Samuel, verse 16, and I'm just going to quickly read through this. In verse 1, God says to Samuel, the Lord said to Samuel, "How long will you mourn for Saul, since I have rejected him as king over Israel? Fill your horn with oil, and be on your way. I am sending you to Jesse of Bethlehem. I have chosen one of his sons to be king." Jumping down verse 6. Verse 5b, then he consecrated Jesse and his sons and invited them to sacrifice. When they arrived, Samuel saw Eliab and thought, "Surely the Lord's anointed stands here before the Lord." But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider his appearance or his height." Amen? For the short people. "For I have rejected him." The Lord does not look at the things men look at. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart.
No.
And he goes on to where Jesse shows his sons one by one. And Samuel goes, "No, not him. No, not him. No, not him." The seventh one, "No, not him." And Jesse goes, well, Samuel says, "Hey, do you have anyone else?" Well, what does Jesse say? "There is still the youngest," Jesse replied, "but he's tending the sheep." Samuel said, "Send for him. We will not sit down until he arrives." So he sent and had him brought in. He was ruddy, with fine appearance and handsome features. We'll stop there. Point number 1, man looks at outward appearance. In verse 6, when Samuel arrived, he saw Eliab. Right away, he goes, "Surely he's the man. Surely he is the anointed one." Samuel was captivated by his looks, by his appearance, his height, his stature, how big he was. He goes, "Man, he's the king." And God says, "No, he's not the one." Jesse calls his sons one by one, from the oldest to the youngest, and they were all rejected. What's interesting is that Jesse did not even consider his youngest boy, David. Why? Why didn't he even consider him in the lineup? Why didn't he even consider him in the festival, the sacrifice? David was out there in the field tending the lamb, the sheep. David was the youngest, the least of all brothers, the last of the birthright. Physical physique, he was the smallest out of his brothers. Job responsibility, he took care of lambs. You would think because he was the youngest, he would be taken care of by his father and his brothers. But that wasn't the case.
Okay, good job.
Oh,
You had